Hello and welcome to Bloke on the Range, and yes, it is an active range. There are people around, there will be background noise, there will be shooting. Sorry about that, we work with what we've got here. So, I noticed in a couple of sort of technical reports that the M16A1, and this is a genuine M16A1, a commercial one, 9mm serial number, blocked at semi-auto so that we can shoot it legitimately whenever we want in Switzerland, which we couldn't do if it had been left full fat. Anyway, these reports noted that at 300 meters, the difference in point of impact between the bipod, this is a plastic clip-on clothes peg bipod, and a tight hasty sling could be between 2 and 4 feet of difference because this has a very light barrel profile. So what I thought we'd do, given that we've got the opportunity here at 300 meters, is test this for ourselves. So I've got a bunch of Toon-made Gecko 55 grain ammo, bunch of mags. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot 5-round groups on the electronic targets here. First of all, off the rest, with my hand being rested, not the rifle. Then we're going to use the bipod. Then I'm going to get into a tight, hasty sling, American style, rather than the more British or Commonwealth style of having it higher up your arm. And we'll look at the difference. And what I'll also do is I'll mag rest as well, as in use a 30-round magazine as a monopod. So let us see how this goes. Now, I've not tested this before. For reference, this rifle was factory new when I got it. 9mm serial number range puts it at late 70s, early 80s. It's in perfect condition. I zeroed it last time with this ammo on this range. I'm shooting with the long range aperture, and this one doesn't have the low light system with a large aperture and a small aperture. This has 2 normal small apertures, which if it's set up, doctrinally they're at 250 and 375 meters. But I set it up so that with the long range aperture I could do a lollipop hole with a bit of white under the aiming mark at 300, and it would drop them vaguely near the middle. So let's see how this goes.
Nog besser, concentrier dich ein bisschen. Du musst ein bisschen ruhig angehen, mehr denken und mehr. Jetzt kommt's gut, jetzt haben wir es.
Okay, so one fly high there, but I'm going to hold that point of aim, so they're all going to aim a bit to the right, and we'll see what difference the bipod makes. So as you'd expect, that second group is way higher than the first. Right, on to the sling. Right, so I'm using the sling, hasty sling, so it goes around the arm and around the wrist. And the American style of doing this is rather lower than the British style, sort of between the elbow and the tricep, whereas I would have it as high up as I can physically get it. In fact, I'm just going to have to tighten this a little more. Yes. Now, all those went down there as you'd expect. Let's just see now where they go mag resting. So those were 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, mostly similar to the original hand-rested group. A couple a bit higher, well that one was a bit higher on the hand-rested group, so about the same. So what we've ended up with is the Sling supported group was pulled down, the Bipod supported group was pushed up, and the two rested groups were more or less similar-ish. So the question is, why does this happen? And the answer is actually quite simple, in that this is not a free-floated firearm. So the fore end here attaches to the gas block, which is attached to the barrel. It's quite a light, skinny barrel. It's about that diameter all the way down. It's a little fatter around the gas block, but only just. And what that means is that any extraneous force you put on the barrel is going to affect the point of impact and also the barrel vibrations. But in this case, because it's a light, skinny barrel, it really just pushes the shots in the expected direction. So when we're on the Bipod, you've got the weight of the rifle, or a lot of the weight of the rifle, pushing up at the gas block, pushing the shots quite significantly up compared to resting. It's actually quite easy to pull them, or if you're shooting against a barricade and pushing, you can actually push it in all sorts of exciting directions. With the Sling, you've got the opposite problem. With a tight, hasty sling, what you're doing is you're putting force that pulls down, and that pulls the shots down. And the diameter of the aiming mark on that target is 60 centimeters. So that's about 2 feet. So yeah, 2 to 4 feet difference. I wasn't pushing into it a lot. If off the Bipod I had really pushed down hard on the handguard, that would have pushed it up even further. With the Sling, I mean, I can't get too tight with it because I'm used to much less sling tension. But there you go. I think that's an interesting result. I think it's interesting that we've confirmed what's in the what's in these research reports, and I'll put links to PDF versions of the research reports in the description below so that you can geek out on them yourselves. Now, when they did the upgrade from the M16A1 to the M16A2, one of the things they did was make the barrel heavier, but actually only from the gas block forward. And one of these test reports notes that actually they made it heavier in the wrong place for this particular problem, because under the handguard it's unchanged, it's the same weight. Now the extra weight up front apparently helps with rapid fire and automatic fire, which they reduced to a 3-round burst on the A2, but it actually does nothing to help with this deviation of the point of impact due to sling pressure, bypass pressure, other exterior pressures that one may put on the barrel accidentally. The solution to this is a free float, and a lot of the modern ones, and certainly a lot of modern civilian ones, have a free float so that the handguard is clamped to the receiver, doesn't influence the barrel, so that no matter what you do, you can't actually flex the barrel. So there you go. I hope that was at least vaguely interesting. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much to Buddy for organising these events where we can do non-Swiss things on this marvellous 300 metre range here in Thun. Thank you so much to patrons who make the channel possible. If you haven't become a patron yet, please consider doing so. It really helps us a lot and keeps us chugging along producing content weekly. So thanks so much for that, and see you again. Bye.